Time for the hot or cold play of the day, sponsored by Mitsubishi Electric. We're going to go to Pirates Brewers from this afternoon, and rough day for Christian Yelich in the field. Watch here, Colin Moran with the fly ball. Yelich doesn't see it, and he is nowhere near it. That turned into a double for Moran, which ended up turning into an RBI double for Brian Reynolds, who drove in Moran to make it 5-1. That was in the bottom of the fifth inning, but yeah, kind of a rough day in the field there for Yelich. Look at it again. You see where he is, and you see where the ball is. And if you've played anything close, anything from Little League to softball to even in the major leagues, we've had that day before if you're an outfielder playing in the sun. Kind of a rough time out there. That particular play dovetails perfectly with a tweet we got from Bob here, who says, "You can't get excited with 2 wins over the Brewers. They might be the second worst team in baseball. Where do you begin with making this team competitive?" Bob, let me counter that with another point. Could it be possible that the NL Central is the worst division in baseball? I think you can make a good case for it. And this is a conversation that our producer Ryan and I had earlier today, and shout out to my boy Gavin Williams. We had this conversation on Twitter. You look at the Pirates, the Brewers, the Reds, and the Cubs. The Pirates right now, we know what they are. The Brewers, we're starting to see what they are, and they can't get consistent pitching. Even though they've got some talented guys on offense, they can't get consistent pitching in the starting rotation, which they haven't had for years, and they can't get consistent pitching in the bullpen. Even though they have Josh Hader and Jeremy Jeffress, which is kind of strange. Well, having Josh Hader helps. Jeffress is a Cub now. But let's get to the Cubs. They can't get consistent pitching, even though Darvish has been lighting it up. He looks like as good as he did in Texas, but they can't really be consistent. And then the Reds, for as good of the starting trio they have, Castillo and Bauer and Sonny Gray, they either can't get enough offense, or when they get offense, the bullpen blows up. It really does look frustrating when you're trying to see what these teams are doing here. So when you look at those three and set them to the side, the Cubs kind of look like the kids in class who get the substitute teacher for the last period of the day. It's easy sailing after that. It makes it pretty simple for the Cubs to win the division, especially considering the fact the Cardinals can't play games right now, or at least they're just starting to again. It really does look bad for the Central as a whole. Now, as far as making the Pirates competitive, you're going to have to build through the draft. That's the only way it's really going to have to happen. And Ben Cherington's record shows you that he's capable of building through the draft. If nothing else, we've seen that before in his stops in Boston and also even in Toronto. So that's the one thing I look at and say, if there's anything that makes you hopeful about what this front office can do, it's got to be Ben Cherington's record in drafting and building homegrown talent. That's it for me. In the meantime, that's it for us. Thanks for your calls. Thanks for your tweets. As I say often, it's you guys that make this show great. We're here for you 7 days a week on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook. In the meantime, I'm Josh Taylor. See you next week.